Lies and violence are the magic tools used by the Chinese Communist Party to seize power. During the anti-Japanese war, the CCP made full use of international journalists, celebrities and the media to spread the lie that the CCP wanted to establish an American-style democracy. During the Chongqing negotiations, Mao Zedong even shouted, "Long live Chiang Kai-shek," in public. The CCP was well versed in propaganda and emphasized the use of Western journalists, writers, and scholars as propaganda for the CCP in the international community, most notably Edgar Snow, who interviewed Mao Zedong, Peng Dehui, and other leaders of the CCP from 1936 to 1937. In October 1937, he published his 300,000-word book, Red Star Over China, in Britain, which was full of praises for the CCP, and in February 1938, the Chinese version of the book was published in Shanghai. On July 4, 1943, on American Independence Day, the CCP Xinhua Daily published an editorial stating that the U.S. was an exemplary forerunner to backward China in democratic politics, that the Chinese should learn from Washington, Lincoln, and Jefferson, and that boldness, fairness, and honesty were needed to build a democratic and free China. Mr. Huang Yanpei, a famous educator and social activist, once had a conversation with Mao Zedong on July 4, 1945, in a kiln in Yan'an. Mr. Huang Yanpei said, "It is really said that its rise is also vigorous, and its demise is also sudden. Throughout history, there have been cases of political idleness, and eunuchs becoming successful, and there have also been cases of people dying, and seeking glory and humiliation, but none of them has been able to jump out of this cycle." Mao replied, "We have found a new way to break out of this cycle, and this new way is democracy. Only when the people are allowed to supervise the government will the government not dare to slacken off, and only when everyone rises up and takes responsibility will the government not die." After the Chinese Communist Party seized power, Mr. Huang Yanpei defected to the CCP. However, in the early 1950s, the CCP banned the discussion of the cyclical rate of history, inside and outside the party. Mr. Huang Yanpei was also designated as a rightist by Mao Zedong. 6 of his 7 children and family members were designated as rightists. One was internally designated as a counter-revolutionary, and his wife committed suicide in 1968, unable to bear the humiliation. Through Edgar Snow's Red Star Over China, propaganda by deluded journalists, writers, and scholars on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP's deceptive rhetoric won the sympathy and support of many Chinese intellectuals at home, as well as all sectors of the U.S. population. After the victory in the War of Resistance against Japan, the United States reduced and eventually stopped its support for the nationalist government and forced the nationalist government to negotiate with the CCP and to tolerate its treachery.